Ray in Maryland. What's going on, Ray?
Hey now, Eddie. How's it going, man?
Good, man.
Eddie Trunk, you are the Nostradamus of rock. Just
How
wanted to
so?
say that because most of the things you talk about come to fruition, and if this epidemic continues, it will be the death of rock. Everything you've said in the past seems to come to fruition, and plus, I think saying Eddie Trunk, you are the Nostradamus of rock. I'm hoping it makes one of your commercial sweepers look good. So it's a little self-serving.
Well, I don't know. We don't have our usual producers behind the scenes with Joel down, so I don't know if AJ's grabbing stuff like that. But you may have to do it again sometime, Ray, and we'll can it for you.
We'll do. And
see if we can get you in a promo. Yeah.
Yep. Loved the interview yesterday, man. I'm a big Wasp fan from the early days, and I'm a fan of Blackie. He's so well spoken, bright guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you didn't back off your stance, and it was a reasonable conversation, and I love that part of it. But he did say a couple of things, and if you have time for them, that well, I'm with you. He did say multiple times, it didn't sound like the album. I wanted it to sound like the album. Why would I drive 2 to 3 hours, spend my money to hear the fucking CD when I could sit home with a six-pack and spend nothing? Yeah, I want, like you, the live, raw, rock, real show. So I don't get that part. And then he mentioned, the big choruses can't sound the same. I think you recently posted, I think it might have been Tesla.
Tesla Love Song. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, why would you rather have it sound fake and bigger when that sounded so much better and not exactly the same, but great.
Right.
But the one thing he said that really, kind of caught my ear was when he said he went and saw B.B. King maybe a decade ago or so, and he was really close, and he said he could hear B.B. singing, louder because he was close than what was coming out of the PA. He goes, and that's what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm thinking you can't. And then, almost in the same breath, he brought up where there are tracks behind the backing vocals and his vocal. You can't have it both ways. Well, when are you going to grow up? I mean, and again, I'm a fan of his, but you can't have it both ways. I want to grow up to be that, and orchestration. He brought that up several times when they played, a while back, the Crimson Idol album, and he's like, and I couldn't go back. It sounded so good, I couldn't go back. I had chills. And it's like they're doing one song on this current tour, I think, from that album. So, okay, bring in some orchestration for that. But there's something on every song. There was just some contradictory stuff going on there that didn't add up for me, Eddie. And I'll listen to your response off the air. Have an awesome extended weekend, and much love to our fallen heroes, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Ray. You as well. Yeah, all good points, Ray. I can't argue with anything you said. I mean, I don't know. There was some contradiction there. He did talk about again, I've not seen this Wasp tour, but he did talk about there's a moment in the show where he holds a note or something, and that's him really singing and all of that. Again, it's just, there shouldn't be. I'm sorry, I'm like cracking up here because it's mental. Like, you shouldn't have to go to a live rock show and be like, what part are you singing and what part are you not? I don't care who the band is. It's a live show. That's why I asked him in the interview. I said, so what percentage of the show is actually live? Like, I mean, but here's the other thing. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on with him and the band. But the thing is that there can be varying degrees on any given night, because if a lead vocalist is singing to a track, the sound guy usually has the control of how much is the track versus how much is real. So in other words, if the singer cannot sing at all, then the sound guy will basically raise the level on the track, and it's basically the audience is hearing the recording almost 90%, if not 100. If the singer's kind of singing, then they'll blend it a little bit. I mean, it's nuts.